What's up, YouTube? It's Fast Eddie. Welcome to the channel if you've never been here before, and thanks for tuning back in if you have. So, today I wanted to go over a NAUI/PADI open water certification course, my experience and takeaways. So, and before I even go any farther, I did do the MAUI, but I didn't do the PADI. They're the same thing though. They do the same requirements, things like that. And all this course is basically just trying to get you self-proficient in the water, where you can dive up to like 60 foot deep, open overhead above you. You know, it's not enclosed or nothing like that. It's an open water certification course. So, but like I said, I'm going to give you my experience and takeaways. But before I even give you, before I even give you my experience and takeaways, I'm going to tell you why I did this and my experience going in, because I didn't have none. So I think that if anybody's nervous about not having any experience, like you're not a very good swimmer, you've never tried diving, snorkeling, anything like that, that's definitely not nothing to worry about. NAUI and the people they have working for them, especially here at my local dive center, they were really motivational. They helped me get through a lot of stuff that I was uncomfortable with. And I was, out of everybody who I got my certification with, I was definitely one of the more uncomfortable people at first. But by the end of the course, I kind of was starting to strive a little bit. I not even saying I was going to strive, not to say that I was striving, but I was getting comfortable. I liked what I was doing. I really was starting to enjoy it. So hopefully if you sign up, you get the same kind of experience. So whenever you go and sign up for your open water certification at your local dive shop, that was how I did it. You could probably do it through the internet and stuff like that. I don't know how you're going to go about it. I went to my local dive shop, so that's probably what I would recommend, just because it worked for me very well. So whenever I went there, I walked up and it was just like, hey, I want to dive. And they kind of told me what was up. So you can't really go travel nowhere and dive until you get a little certification under your belt, saying like, hey, you know how to dive, because you're going underwater where fish live. We don't live there. So it's, it's risk. So they got to teach you. Whenever you sign up, they're going to give you an e-course, and the e-course for me was very easy. I think it was like 6 or 8 hours, so not bad at all. After I had finished the e-course, I had set up a date for me to come to the dive shop, and at the dive shop, they actually got a 30-foot pool enclosed, you know what I mean, in the building, so it's like warm and stuff in there and whatnot. And the one that I went to, it had different levels of depth. It had like a 4-foot ledge, and then it had a 15-foot ledge and a 30-foot ledge, and we worked on them ledges and whatnot. And at the bottom of the 15, even personally, I ain't gonna lie to you, I felt a little uncomfortable. I really didn't like it, and I think that the people who were training me, the dive masters, I feel like they could tell. They talked to me, whatnot, definitely helped me, push me through it, but they didn't make me do it. They made sure that I was, doing what I wanted. I wanted to be there. They were just making sure I was good and whatnot. So that really helped to see that, just for one, that they cared. I don't know what it was, but it just helped having them there. I don't know if it was just having them there, but at the end of the day, you do got to become self-proficient with diving. So I'm just going to throw it out there because that's just how I was. But I didn't feel that way by the end of the course, though. So I'm going to get on with that. So before you really get in the pool and learn how to dive, they do sort of like a physical exercise. Like you got to be able to float in the water with nothing on, just you float in the water without being able to touch the ground for 10 minutes, which is actually a lot harder to do, especially for the average person, than you would probably expect. I ended up figuring it out. I was like in the water, I would take like real deep breaths, and I'd float up and I'd let out my breath. I ended up figuring a good way to stay buoyant, but at the same time, it was kind of challenging. And there was an older man, he was probably in his late 50s, early 60s, he was definitely an older guy. He did not pass the physical test while we were there, and they weren't extreme or nothing. I don't think you got to be an extreme athlete by no means. I don't think there was one of those even there whenever I was there. I was probably the most in shape person, and I'm by no means an extreme athlete, so keep that in mind. But I must say, though, there's a deep lesson that I learned with that guy who felt his physical activity. For one, I would do this, the younger the better. You ain't getting no younger, so if you want to try something like this, definitely go ahead and get on it as soon as possible. But I never did get to see that guy again except for the following day, because we did our enclosed dives on a Saturday and a Sunday. Sunday morning, Sunday morning, because I think we started at like noon. I was on the way to the dive shop, and I seen that same old man. He was running the park next to my house. He was trying to get in shape so that way maybe he could make this dream of his come true. You know, get an open water certification, just try out diving. So that was good to see. After the enclosed course, which was 2 days, they set you up for another 2 days off, like into a real environment, into like a lake, an open body of water, not like an actual pool. Whenever I did that, I'm gonna leave it down at the bottom of the video because I honestly can't remember what it was called, but it was a rock quarry, and I really loved it. I'll leave the video up here. Go watch it because I did video it. Not too much of the scuba video, but it was more of like a vlog kind of video, but still check that out. It was great. So my experience doing this, though, was great. It was amazing. Honestly, I feel like I did grow. I mean, really, I did grow from the start of it to the end of it. You know, I grew more comfortable in something that at the start I was very uncomfortable with. When I first got in the pool, I was very uncomfortable, especially going under the water, 30-something foot, to at the end, I went like 60 foot, and it was like a lot more comfortable, a lot more normal for me. And it's not to say that it got easier, but I got better. I got more okay with it. So I think whether you're young or old, I think this could be a really good thing to try out, to be honest with you. Whether you're curious, you're just looking for something personal growth to use with your time. There's a lot of different reasons I want to do it. Obviously, I made a video. I plan on making more videos under the water. So obviously, you're watching a video. I'm trying to create more content. Now, something I do want to mention, especially if you end up buying the same Scuba Pro goggles, I really like these Scuba Pro fins and these booties I got. They're just a cheaper pair, ProMate. Both of these did me very well, so I'm just going to recommend them because they were comfortable for me. By no means am I a dive master, but I knew it felt comfortable. I knew that it felt comfortable on my body. So now I want to show these goggles because another important lesson that I learned, and I'm sure hopefully your dive master tells you the same thing because I think it sounded like really good advice from what he said. He said whenever you're in the sport of diving, you're obviously under the water in a place that you're not comfortable with. You don't spend time under the water anyway. So you need to be comfortable while you're down there. And when I bought these Scuba Pro goggles, I don't know if every goggles is like this, but they came with these like plastic little straps on the back, and these are trash. They're trash. Don't wear them. They are not comfortable. When I started to put these ones right here on, excuse my hair. When I started to put these ones on, they were so much more comfortable. I think I could loosen up my strap of hair. It's a little tight right now. But like, these were so much more comfortable, and like dude said, like, spend your money when you're diving. Spend it in ways that make you feel more comfortable under the water. Because at the end of the day, that is what's going to help you underneath of the water. If you're down there and, you know, stuff don't feel right, you're uncomfortable, that's not going to help you at all. Whenever you get under there, you want your gear to be the last thing you got to worry about. You need for you to be like, you know, you need to be comfortable down there. So spend your money right on your diving equipment. So for me, this strap right here was like $33. Thought it was a little expensive, but let me tell you what, it was worth every single penny because I could like notice myself being so much more comfortable under there. And not even for like safety manners, but like even in, like I said, on a comfort level, like it made the experience more enjoyable, and that's a part of what it is. Like whenever I signed up to dive, I didn't want it to be some, you know, head aching thing that was painful, rough. Like I want it to be an enjoyable thing. So I feel like at the end of the day, if you do what my dive master told me, I think his name was Michael Ellis. He told me, you know, spend my money where I was going to be comfortable, and I think that definitely will help your trip more enjoyable, your whole diving experience. So I definitely recommend that. And my main takeaway from this video is that old man who didn't make it through the course. I don't know if he ever will. I don't know if he ever did. Heck, he might have now already. But at the end of the day, he was running at the park that very next day. So if there's anything I really took away from this, never give up, even if you do fail. So see you on the next one.